Greg Daniels, who's the American creator of The Office, he specifically asked us not to watch the British version. So I actually didn't see the British version until after we'd already done the first season of The Office. So I hadn't seen it anyway, so that was easy for me to do. I had a real feeling for her right away. You know, I just felt like she was, I liked her kind of awkwardness and insecurity, and yet I felt like she had this like inner charge that was always present, and this drive and ambition that was kind of her main, you know, the main characteristic that she relies on in her personality and what gets her through.
My turn. My turn.
Babe, can you just like really? Whoa, we're just like really,
What?
Oh, we did laugh. We laughed a lot. But yeah, I mean, the thing that's kind of cool about Jan and Michael is that Jan was his straight. You know, Jan was the straight man for Michael's. You know, being the kind of. I did a good job of, you know, they wrote her in a way, and I played her in a way that was sort of like I was always setting up his jokes, and so and that was a really that required me to be really straight a lot, because if I was straight, then he could have a bigger platform and a bigger bounce into his thing. So I got pretty good at just holding an incredibly straight face, even when he was hilarious.
When you said that you might want to have kids and I wasn't so sure, who had the vasectomy reversed? And then when you said you definitely didn't want to have kids, who had it reversed back? Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
We improvised a lot. I mean, the writers were cool because we would always do it one time the way it was written, and they would also bring us a thing called a candy bag, which they would say, you know, we could literally reach in and pull out something, and we could kind of riff on that. And so we all knew kind of what the beats were of the scene that needed to be hit, but we could totally improvise around that, and we always did.
How long have you known Ms. Levinson?
6 years and 2 months.
And you were directly under her the entire time?
That's what she said.
Excuse me?
That's what she said.
Ms. Levinson told you that she was your direct superior?
What? Why would she say that?
There was this, Steve Carell and Greg Daniels and I were having lunch in the pilot, and we kind of noticed that there was this weird charge between Michael and Jan that we all said, you know, we should explore that if we get picked up and get to do this show, you know?
Am I on camera?
Nope. Totally private. You can say whatever is in your heart.
Well, I would actually come in for those phone calls, and I would be in the other room, and we'd actually be on the phone. If I couldn't make it in for any reason, then I would call in, and we would do it. We would do it like that in real time.
Oh, good. I'll be your first customer.
But you're hardly my first.
That's what she said.
I did hit the TV every time, and the crew was very impressed. I think I got a few crew guys getting a crush on me because of that. I mean, you know, the whole thing was very uncomfortable anyway, because we were really in a tiny little condominium in the valley, and it was super, 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 super hot. And we couldn't have the air conditioning on because of sound. We had to keep turning it off. So we were all sweating bullets anyway. And we were all in this like tight confines. There were tons of people, you know, tons of characters in that scene. So, you know, I could really use a lot of what was actually going on to play in that scene.
Michael and Jan seem to be playing their own separate game. And it's called Let's See How Uncomfortable We Can Make Our Guests. And they're both winning.
Certainly when we were playing the scenes, when we were doing the work, we were all very connected and very, I think, very appreciative and enjoying of each other's what everybody brought.
Yeah.
Because it was so clear. It was so clear that the whole show was just perfectly cast. You know, it was a show that was really different than any other show on TV at the time that we were making it. There have been a lot of copycats since, but it was the first of its kind, really, of this kind of mockumentary, you know, style. And I think also kind of probably succeeded in the way that it did because of the onset of reality TV, where people really thought that they were watching real things.
Yeah.